Welcome to another video of Food Nourish Deep Dives, the video cast of foodnourish.net, where we explore topics like health, food, supplements, and alternative approaches to health and wellness. Today, we're going to tackle a question that, let's be honest, confuses just about everyone standing in the supplement aisle. You know the scene, right? You're staring at rows and rows of bottles. Probiotics promise better digestion. Prebiotics say they'll feed your gut. And now, there's this new kid on the block, Postbiotics, talking all about immune support. It totally feels like you've got to make a choice, pick a side. But what if I told you? That's right. The real answer is you're asking the completely wrong question. See, the thing is, it's not about picking a winner. These three biotics, they aren't competing against each other at all, not even close. They're actually three stages of one single, powerful biological process that's happening inside you, like right now. Okay, so let's really dive into this because getting this one concept, it changes everything. The absolute best way to wrap your head around it is with a simple analogy. Just imagine for a second that your gut is a garden. And for that garden to really flourish, you're going to need three key things. All right, first up, you absolutely need seeds. In our gut garden, the probiotics are the seeds. These are the live, beneficial microorganisms, we're talking about the good bacteria and yeasts, that you're planting into your system. It's simple. Without them, absolutely nothing can grow. So what do seeds need to grow? It's obvious, right? They need food. They need fertilizer. And that is exactly what prebiotics are. They're these special types of non-digestible fibers, stuff your body can't break down, but your good bacteria, they absolutely love to munch on it. Prebiotics are the essential fuel that helps those seeds you planted really take off. And this leads us to the final and maybe the most important part of our garden, the harvest. So when your well-planted seeds, your probiotics, get fed with that excellent fertilizer, the prebiotics, they get busy and produce all these incredibly beneficial compounds. And those compounds, well, those are the postbiotics. This is the good stuff, the harvest that actually makes you healthier. Okay, let's break this down a little more clearly. If you take a look at the nature row here, you can see the big difference right away. Probiotics are live organisms. Prebiotics are just fibers. And postbiotics, those are the metabolites, the stuff the live organisms produce. Now check out the stability row. This is huge. Because probiotics are alive, they can die off really easily from heat or even your own stomach acid. That makes them best for very specific situations, like after a round of antibiotics. Prebiotics, on the other hand, are super stable fibers, so they're perfect for just daily maintenance. And postbiotics, well, they deliver the benefits directly, which makes them a great option for more targeted issues like leaky gut. All right, let's zoom in on each of these, starting with the living workers themselves, the probiotics. Think of these guys as the active crew in your gut. They're the bacteria and yeasts that work to restore your gut flora, they help your digestion by producing enzymes, and they even help defend you against bad guys by basically crowding them out. And the great news is you can get these guys directly from food. Look for yogurt that specifically says live active cultures. The regular pasteurized stuff just won't cut it. Kefir is a powerhouse. It's even better, often packing 30 to 50 different strains of good bacteria. Oh, and don't sleep on unpasteurized sauerkraut and kimchi. With those, you get a double whammy, probiotics and the prebiotic fiber from the cabbage. But remember, those living workers, they need fuel to do their job, and that's exactly where prebiotics come in. These are the non-digestible fibers that make it all the way down to your colon, where they selectively feed your good bacteria. It's this whole process that keeps your microbiome diverse and really, truly healthy. And you know what? You're probably already eating some of these. Things like garlic and onions, they're packed with prebiotic fibers that a type of bacteria called bifidobacteria just loves. Oats have that special fiber, beta-glucan. And here's a fantastic little tip for you. Slightly unripe, kind of greenish bananas are loaded with something called resistant starch, which is an amazing prebiotic. As the banana ripens and turns yellow, that starch turns into sugar, so get them while they're green. Okay, so we've got the seeds and the fertilizer. When your probiotics, the seeds, start fermenting those prebiotics, the fertilizer, they produce the harvest. And this brings us to what's really the new frontier in gut health, postbiotics. Now remember, these aren't live bacteria. They are the bioactive compounds that the good bacteria create. Things like short-chain fatty acids, enzymes, even little pieces of their cell walls. And the benefits you get from these, they're direct and they are powerful. There's a key postbiotic called Butyrate, for example, that's literally the main fuel source for your colon cells. This helps strengthen your gut barrier and reduce what people call leaky gut. But it's not just about the gut. By lowering systemic inflammation, postbiotics can have a real positive effect on things like your skin and even how your joints feel. They also act like little messengers, talking directly to your immune system to help it react the right way. And here's a really important point. Since they don't contain any live organisms, they're a much safer option for anyone with a compromised immune system. So, after all that, it really leads to the big question, doesn't it? Let's say you had to prioritize. If you could only pick one of these 3 biotics to focus on for your overall health, which one should it be? The seeds, the fertilizer, or the harvest? Believe it or not, the answer for most people is prebiotics. So why is that? Well, think about it. Most of us already have plenty of good bacteria in our gut. The problem is they're starving. Adding more probiotics without the fuel to sustain them, that's kind of like throwing seeds onto concrete. They just won't last. So by focusing on prebiotic fiber, you're nourishing and multiplying the good guys you already have, and they will then naturally produce all the postbiotics you need. Now, of course, there is one really big exception to this rule, and that's post-antibiotic recovery. If you've just finished a course of antibiotics, your gut garden has basically been scorched. It's been wiped out. In that specific case, probiotics absolutely become the #1 priority. You've got to reseed that barren soil before you can even think about fertilizing it. Okay, let's just hit pause for a second here. If you're thinking about adding some supplements to support your gut health journey, you know that finding high-quality stuff is absolutely key. So our team at Food Nourish put together a special deals page just for you. You can find some fantastic offers on top-tier wellness and supplement brands by going to foodnourish.net/deals. We've got discounts for major brands like Perpetual Life, iHerb, Source Naturals, Nootropics Depot, Biooptimizers, the whole shebang. And to make it super easy, the link is right there for you in the description of this video. So how do you actually put all of this into practice? Let's make it simple. Here's a 4-step action plan you can start today. First, start with prebiotics. Just gradually increase your fiber from foods like oats, onions, and beans. Aim for about 25 to 35 grams a day. Second, add in 1 serving of a fermented food each day. Think yogurt, kefir, or sauerkraut to get a nice regular dose of probiotics. Third, and this is important, think of supplements strategically. Use them for specific issues, like after antibiotics, not just as a crutch for a bad diet. And finally, #4, just monitor how you feel. Your body is the best feedback system you have. It will absolutely tell you what's working. So when it all comes down to it, the main takeaway is this. It all goes back to our garden. Stop worrying so much about just planting more and more seeds. Instead, shift your focus to creating rich, nourishing soil. Feed your microbiome. Give it that prebiotic fiber. If you can do that consistently, I promise you, the harvest of all those beneficial postbiotics, it will naturally follow. And that really just leaves us with one final thought to chew on. Your gut is a garden. It's this incredibly complex ecosystem that affects your entire body, from your brain to your skin. So the real question isn't, which supplement should I buy? The real question is, are you giving that internal garden everything it needs to truly, deeply thrive? If you want to dive even deeper, be sure to check out the full resource article we've linked for you in the video's description. And hey, if you found this explainer useful, do us a huge favor and give it a like. It really does help us grow our channel and keep delivering these deep dives into health matters. And of course, make sure you subscribe so you never miss another video.